Yo, what's up guys? It's Destiny here from DesFix and welcome back to another video in the channel. In this one, we're going to go ahead and start working with creating the hotel models. That is what we'll be doing. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the video. To make sure to drop a like, consider subscribing as it will really mean the world to me. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. The very first thing that I will do is go ahead and open up my code editor. And I have a folder here where I have the hotel management system as the second file. I will click on show more options and open with code. So my default code editor is Visual Studio Code. Yours might be Sublime Text or Atom. Everything is going to work, or whichever one that you're using. So after you've opened that up, I will zoom this in so that everyone will be able to see what's going on here. Then you want to open up the hotel app and open up the models PY. And just here, we will start off by creating a new class, and we will call this one hotel. Okay, so a new class, we call it hotel, and it needs to inherit from models.model. So over here, we will pass in models.model. Okay, so after that, we just need to go ahead and end this off like this. And the first field that we need is the user. So the user will be the person that's creating the hotel. So this one will be models.foreign key to a user field. That means we need to import the user field from the user auth app. So that will be from user auth.models, we need to import the user app. So after importing the user model, you just need to grab this and put it in here. And since it's a foreign key, it needs one more attribute, which is on delete, should be models.cascade. So if you've been following along with the tutorials on my channel, then you should know by now what this means. This pretty much means if this user gets deleted, then we want to delete all the hotels that they have listed. But if you don't want to do this, you could actually set it as null. So if the user gets deleted, we still keep the hotels that they listed. But if you're passing set null, that means you want to put in null should be true. And you could also say blank should be true, but let's just leave that. Okay. Then after we've done this, I think that's pretty much what we want to do for now. The next one will be name, which is the name of the hotel. And this one should be models.charfield. And you want to also pass in the max length. That pretty much means how many characters should be in this field, or should this field contain. Let's just say 100. You can increase this depending on your requirements. And also I need a description field. Description. This should be models.text field, just like this. And I'm just going to go ahead and pass in null should be true, and also blank should be true. So a user might be trying to list a hotel, but they don't want to add the description. They just want to add the name and the price and things like that. You could go ahead and actually still make this to be false, or leave it blank if you want to make it required. But I want mine to not be required, so I will leave it as null true, blank true. And also we need the thumbnail of the hotel, like the main image. This one will be models.file field. So why I like using file field is because there are some images that have some weird extensions. Let me use that word. So there are a lot of extensions like AVIF, WebP, and GIF, and things like that, other than JPG and PNG. So if you're using image field, it accepts PNG and JPG as the base extensions. Then for other extensions like AVIF and WEBP, it will throw an error saying that the extension is not recognized, and something like that. So in order to prevent that error, you could just go ahead and use the file field. It should still work perfectly well for you. Then we need to upload this to somewhere. Whenever a user uploads a hotel image, let's create a folder called Hotel Gallery and put that image into it. And after this, we need the address of the hotel. This one will be models.charfield. The max length should be, let's just say 1,000 characters. It's up to you what you want to put here, or you could even say 200. It's up to you how you want to do it. Okay. And also I will pass in mobile. That is the contact mobile of the hotel. And I will say models.charfield. Let's still say the same 200. So I know some of you might be asking, why am I using a char field for mobile instead of integer field? Because char field accepts things like integers and alphabets together, but integer field accepts only integers or numbers. I'm sure you've seen this in some countries. They usually start off their number by putting something like this. Let's say +1. Then there will be like a parenthesis, and there will be like 516, then followed by the number, and there might even be some hyphens in between this. So I believe you already know that this will be how numbers will be formatted in some countries, while some other country will have to start with +234, for example, if you're in Nigeria. So that is why we want to pass in the char field in here, or the car field. I don't know how you want to pronounce that. But in case you're targeting a specific country and you actually just want integer characters in there, then go ahead and change this to integer field. Okay, but I will just leave this as char field. After that, I will also pass in the email. This one should be models.email field so that it helps us validate the email. And you can actually leave it the way it is. If you want, you can also pass in max length. Let's just say 20. I don't think any email should be more than 20. Okay, but just for the sake of allowing users, I will make 100. And after that, we finally need status. So this should be models.char field. One more time, the max length should be, let's say 20. And for this one, we need a choices of hotel status. Now, if you're familiar with Django, you will know how this will work already. That means we need to go ahead and create a hotel status all the way at the top. So all you need to do is, I will grab this and come over to the top. We could do this somewhere here. And let me close up this. We could do this somewhere here. I will just say hotel status should be equal to, it will be a tuple. So we should start with the first one. Let's say the first one should be draft. And that's pretty much helps a user draft a hotel if they are still in the process of creating it. Draft, and I will just duplicate this into many places. This one should be disabled, and this one should be rejected, and this one should be, I don't know, let's just say in review, and this one should be live. There you go. Now make sure to pass, let me see what's going on here. I think instead of the colon, it should be comma, okay, because it's a tuple. Passing the comma over here too, a comma, and this should work fine. All right, there you go, that's it. Now after passing all this in, you just need to go ahead and set the default. So by default, what do you think a hotel should be? Should it be live? Should it be published? That one is up to you, but I'll just say by default a hotel should be live. Okay, and after that, I think that's pretty much it. Now let's go ahead and pass in some other fields that we will be needing, like tags and things like that. So for tags, I will grab this and I will pass in tags over here, and this should be char field. Let's just say 200. If you want, you could pass in a help text to help users know how or this should work. Separate tags with comma. Okay. And also, what else do we need? We also need views. This one will be models.integer field, and the default should be 0. So this is what we will use to check how many people that have actually viewed a hotel. And we also need featured. When this button is checked, it will put the hotel on the front page. This one should be Boolean field actually. Default should be false. Okay. And I think that should be it. We also need HID, which is the hotel ID. And I will use the short UUID field. That means we need to go ahead and import the short UUID from, I think we should do this. Where is the best place to do this? Let's just do this over here. Let's say from short UUID dot Django fields, we want to import the short UUID field. And you should be able to import this if you have installed the short UUID package. Pip install short UUID should work for you. That is if you have not already installed the packages when following along with the first tutorial. So over here, we inherit from the short UUID field, just like this. And what we just need to do is go ahead and pass in unique, should be true. Unique should be true. Or what else do we need? Let's say we need length. Length should be, I don't know, let's say 10. And I hope that's the right spelling of length. I'm sure that's it. Then we need a max length. So max underscore length. Max length, I will just say 20. And alphabet, finally, alphabet. This is pretty much how you want the HID to be formed. I will say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. I think I'm doing that in the wrong place. I will just copy this and put it in here. I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Then if you want, you could pass in some numbers. That is if you want numbers to be mixed in the HID. But I don't want that, so I will just leave it blank. Then finally, we need a slug. This one is going to be models.slug field. And unique should be what? True. That is because we want the slugs to be unique. Finally, we need a date. This should be models.date time. Actually, this should be date time field. Then we could say default should be equal to time zone dot now, or let's just say auto now add should be true. There you go. I think we're pretty much done with this. Let's finally define a string representation of this object. I will define the .str, passing self in here, and finally I will return self dot the name of the hotel. This will be a string representation of the object. Then finally, I want to go ahead and override the save method. That is because if a user is trying to create a hotel that already is the same name as a hotel that exists in the back end, we will get an error. So the professional way to do this is to actually handle this error in the back end, which is by simply actually appending a random character to the slug field whenever a user creates a hotel. So let's say a user is trying to create a hotel over here. Let me pass in this, then let's explain. So let's say a user is trying to create a hotel that is called ABCD. Now, hotel ABCD already exists in the database. It will throw an error. Okay. So what you want to do is after a user creates this hotel, we want to automatically append some random slugs to the back to make this unique. I think that makes sense. So override the default save method by typing out define save, passing self, it's a normal thing to pass in because you're creating this function in a class over here, passing args and quags. And finally, let's go ahead and check if self.slug. So we want to firstly check if actually this hotel over here already has a slug in it. Then what do we want to do? Okay, let's say if self.slug is empty string, which means there is nothing that is typed into the slug field. And let's also check if self.slug is none, which means there is no slug. Then what do we want to do? I will say UUID underscore key. This is just the name. You could call it whatever you want. You could call this banana, okay? Or you could even call it milkshake. It's up to you. But I want to call it UUID key just to stick with naming conventions. UUID key. Then over here, I will pass in short UUID. And in order to not get an issue, you want to import this. Import short UUID over here at the top. Then over here, we say short UUID and dot UUID. Whenever you call the short UUID.UUID, what it will do is it will generate a long random characters like this. So we generated a long random character and we assigned it to a variable called UUID key. So whenever we call UUID key, we will get a long random character. But imagine a hotel is called ABCD and we are appending this long character in here. It will make the URL to look pretty ugly. So what we want to do is get only the first four, okay? So how do we get only the first four or only the first two, depending on what you want? To do that, all you just need to do is say unique ID, that's just the name that I formed, should be equal to the long character, get the first four, okay? As simple as that. Then we say self.slug. Self.slug pretty much means this hotel that we're trying to create gets its slug. And after we've gotten the slug, what we simply want to do is go ahead and slugify the title. How do we do this? Firstly, we need to go ahead and import slugify. So all the way at the top from django.utils.text, you want to import slugify. From django.utils.text, we want to import slugify. Now let's use the slugify down here. I will pass in slugify self.title. So what does this mean? Okay, self.name, not title, okay? So what does that mean and what will it do? Remember the name of the hotel is ABCD. Now, if you want to slugify this, it will be like this, ABCD. That means it appends these hyphens in there, right? So what we pretty much did here now is populate the slug field with a slug of the name. of the hotel. I don't know if you understand. Now, after we've slugified the title, which we now make it look like this, we automatically take this and put it into the slug field by doing self.slug should be equal to this. Now, how about the unique ID that we got? How do we append this? To append this is quite simple. We want to do this. I'll add a slash firstly, then pass in the unique ID. But one way to prevent an error is just to say unique ID, then let's call the lower function. Now, what does this mean? This one over here, pretty much we append one hyphen over here, then the unique for ID. Okay? But the problem with this is that, for example, it might say something like UTYE, and this looks ugly. As you can see, it's combining uppercase and lowercase. That is why we use the lower function to automatically make everything lowercase like this. Okay? And this one over here is just to add a slash, or else it will look just like this, which doesn't look good. So firstly add a slash, then add in the for unique ID. It's as simple as that. As you can see, we are done. All we just need to do now is go ahead and save this model. And to save this model, it's quite easy. You just want to return super. Then over here, we'll pass in the hotel, and we need to go ahead and save. But alongside the hotel, you also want to pass in self, which is the instance of this hotel that we're creating over here. Then finally, you go ahead and save. And if you're saving, you need to pass in args and keyword args in here. All right, there you go. As you can see, we are done. I think that's pretty much everything that we want to do. Finally, I think we need to define a thumbnail. So thumbnail should be self, like that. And we need to return mark save, mark underscore save. Let's see if this could actually help us import it. No, it did not. So we need to scroll all the way to the top and import mark save from django.utils.html. So from django.utils.html, we want to import mark underscore save. Just to confirm, Django utils HTML import mark save. Okay, I think that's it. Then over here at the bottom, we need to go ahead and create a new image tag, img. I want you guys to just follow along with what's going on. Then we'll create a new source attribute, and over here I will open parentheses like this, and in here I'll put %s. Okay, that means we will have to later fill this in with a placeholder. Okay, and after we've done that, all we just need to do is outside here, let's define a width for the image, and this width will be I don't know how you want yours to be, but I just want mine to be 50px, and also I need a height should be 50px. And if you want, you could even go ahead and do your little styling in here. I want to pass in object dash fit, let's say cover. And if you want, you can still go ahead and do things like adding your border radius. So I could say border radius. I hope that's right spelling though. And we just need to go ahead and put in 6px so it doesn't look really curved at the edges. And after that, I think that's pretty much what I want to do. Just add a slash over here. And outside here, I will put a %sign. Then let's go ahead and fill in this. Let's go ahead and fill this in with the image URL. You just need to put in a bracket self.image.url, and we are done. That's pretty much it. So for now, I think that's pretty much everything that we want to do. If we don't have other models yet, when we start creating other models, then we will start doing the other things that we want to do. But for now, I think that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and open up the admin section. Let's import from hotel.models. Let's import hotel. And over here, I will create a new class and I will call it hotel admin. And for this one, you could go ahead and pass in the admin.model admin, and you could add in your list display if you want. That means you want to display the name of the hotel and let's say the status of the hotel. You know, you could play around with this. It's all your code. Just look at the model over here and choose whatever you want to display. For example, you want to also display the user of the hotel. I will pass in the user over here. And let's say you also want to display the We already have the status. Yes, let's display the thumbnail. So I will grab the thumbnail and put it somewhere here. Okay, and I think that should be it. Let's go ahead and register this. Admin.site.register, pass in the hotel, or pass in the hotel admin. Okay, hotel should come before hotel admin or you will get an error. Now let's run python manage.py, make migrations. Then we'll start fixing errors if we have any. There you go, no error. Then finally, let's also run migrate. There you go. Then let's finally run server. And there you go. I will open this up on my default browser. This is what we have. I will open up my admin panel and login. That's not the right username. I will use this one instead. Okay, now we can see hotel over here. That's perfect. I will add hotel, and these are all the models that we just created. So let's say Destiny is trying to create a new hotel that is called, I don't know, let's say, okay, a name. And over here, I can add a description, just to simulate a description. I will copy the hotel name and paste it in multiple places. You can add an image if you want. These are not right images for this, but I will just choose one of those. And over here, let me just add this in. For the tags, I will add anything else in there. For the slug, now this is one thing that we want to do. I will just add anything in the slug for now. I will just add one in that slug and save this, just so we don't have an error and we don't lose things. But as soon as we start typing in the title, we want to automatically fill the slug in. And to do that, it will be from the admin section. So in the admin PY, what we want to do is pre-populate the slug field with the hotel's name. So over here, we pretty much say pre-populate the slug field with what? Then I think this needs to be in a tuple with the name of the hotel. Since it's in a tuple, it should be that way. Our server should run again. It says there is an issue, but let's see what's going on. Slug pre-populated fields should be equal to slug. Then we open this up, we pass this in, and we have this over here. So what is it trying to say? It must be a list of tuple. Let's break out from the server and run it one more time. There you go, it's working now. I will refresh this. Now, if we start typing the name of this hotel again, okay, that's not still working. Let's see. Let's try creating a new hotel instead. I will add a new hotel and let's see. If I say hello, see, as you can see, it's pre-populating the hotel name. So let me just create another hotel. Let me say I want to create premium hotel, and over here, pass in the description. That's just a dummy description. Then also pass in an image that doesn't exist. Oh boy, I think I left the place. Pass in an image, pass in the user that's creating the hotel. I think that should be Desfix. Pass in the address, pass in the tags. And I think that should be it. But for this one, I will get rid of this and actually use premium hotel instead. So premium hotel. See, it populates this and we save. There you go. We have our image here. We have the thumbnail. We have the name. We have the user that created the hotel, and we have the status. That's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys understood everything that went on. If for any reason something is still confusing, please, I want you to pause the video or actually go back in time to the video, start afresh and follow it one after the other. And I'll also recommend that you take some other videos in my channel where I create models, because I've explained this a whole lot of time. And if for any reason this video did not explain it well for you, then some of the other videos might actually do justice to that. That's pretty much it. I hope to see you in the next video, where we're going to go ahead and continue creating models. And until then, mad love, peace out.